100%. The player who loses here will go to the losers bracket, but won't be eliminated, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay,
They
just
get
checking.
they get knocked down to the lower bracket where they get to fight again.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I don't want to see either of these guys go home just yet, so
Not
glad to
yet.
hear that. Yeah.
But one of them will be one step closer to going home, and one of them will be one step closer to the grand final, where we will see them play tomorrow. We will actually see one of these guys play again today, and then the winner of this set will be playing tomorrow in the winners final. So anyway, let's go ahead and count down in 3, 2, 1, go. And here we go. In game, everybody. Welcome to DauT versus Tato in the Escape Gaming Masters Regicide Edition. This is our first and, well, only game, I guess, because it is a best of 1 in round 2. Joining me once again is going to be Killer B.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got DauT and Tato. These guys have a lot of history against each other. Should be a really great match. It will be a Malians mirror here. And right off the bat, I'm noticing that Tato has some pretty nice fishing waters next to him, and DauT really doesn't. What do you think about this? DauT must have to walk to the corner, I suppose, to get his fish.
Yeah, that's a very good point. This map does have a lot of fish on it, but in this time around, I mean, we saw this map earlier, Viper versus Cloud, same map called Dingos. We did see that the fish was a little bit more evenly distributed. DauT could make a dock up in the north where you would have a grand total of 2 big fish, which is a little bit lackluster, compared to this big pond on the west where, yeah, there is a lot there. So that's clearly an edge for Tato, but let's see where he puts his dock. He might be putting it, yeah, where this villager is building the house, and therefore missing his golden opportunity to get all the juicy fish on the left side. He's going to end up with just 1 fish available to him there, which is an even worse deal than DauT up in the north.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate dock placement for Tato. When you start out these games, of course, you don't have a whole lot of vision.
No.
Unfortunately, Tato is assuming that the map is what it normally is, which, yeah, just a little sliver of water next to you. I think he will find that huge pile of fish on the left side of his map eventually. But we will see that when the time comes. I would say that DauT is not at that big of a disadvantage on food. He has tons of sheep. He can put up a couple of effective docks, at least for the early game. And I think DauT has a little bit better gold positioning. He's got a couple of golds that I think are pretty safe on land that Tato can't raid. Tato really just has 1 gold, and it's right next to his current wood line, so it's a bit awkward.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Tato did actually make 2 docks already, as he did build 1 in the far south, so he actually does have 3 fish out already. Oh, that does remind me again, I do need to add fish onto the overlay. It's always something to remember. There you go. So Tato actually has 5 fish right now compared to DauT's 1. So even though he didn't put his docks in the most favorable positions, he still actually is ahead in fishing ships anyway. And that's just because DauT is not committing to the water as much as Tato here. What you say about the gold is certainly correct, though. The gold for DauT is very safe next to his castle, whereas Tato's castle is not really protecting his gold as much, especially from the water. But do you think that these guys might be going for a different approach here, a very different approach, since Tato's going a lot heavier onto the fish compared to DauT?
I suppose that would, well, DauT, I think, is playing the hand he's dealt. Going 2 docks for him, well, I guess it could work, but he's still walking along the shoreline with a villager trying to find a big fish. And unfortunately, if he keeps walking a bit further, he's going to get killed by a wolf. Okay, he's going to drop a dock here, but DauT getting closer and closer to those wolves, and his villager not loomed on 16 HP. So keep an eye on her. But yeah, 2 docks for each player at the moment. Tato with a 5 fishing ship advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right about it being messy as well. Look at all these villagers coming down here. I think nearly, yeah, that's all of Tato's economy concentrated into essentially 1 wood line with a gold pile kind of shoved in between. It's not pretty by any means, but it should get the job done. And Tato here is going to run into 3 wolves. That can't end well, surely. Will the other wolves come in? Oh, he's kind of lucky there, actually, as DauT's king runs by. Oh.
That has to be careful. I mean, Tato, in theory, could drop some walls on the other side of that wood line and trap DauT's king in there.
Yep.
probably won't happen. But I mean, DauT a little ballsy with the king here in the beginning of the game.
He absolutely should have gone for that. I think Tato just being a little bit of a gentleman, perhaps, but really, I mean, that's a very easy king trap if he was to just wall this off. I think they were laughing as well, or DauT, because kind of there with his king. It's like, why on earth is he there with his king? But also the fact that Tato's being attacked by wolves at the same time. He's like, oh, just passing. What's going on here then? But
Interestingly, TaToH's found a couple of sheep with his king, and he's still forward near DauT's base. So TaToH's going to do the same thing. We'll see if DauT can maybe trap that king somehow.
yeah, DauT certainly has more map vision so far, though. Looking at the minimap right now, you can see that clearly. DauT has much more vision, and he also has, if I'm not mistaken, more sheep as well. I mean, he has been taking the sheep a lot longer, and he has been taking more sheep than Tato. But yeah, it's obviously very, very different playstyles from both players here. You've got DauT going up to the feudal age a little bit later, not really fishing as much as Tato, and still keeping a lot of villagers on food, whereas Tato went for the classic everything to wood, everything to gold, let's make boats strat.
Yeah, TaToH's initial galleys will... go ahead.
King on the right side, I thought maybe he'd get trapped, but no chance.
Yeah, not quite. Yeah, DauT's going to drop a blacksmith here early. TaToH is going to build up some fire galleys, and he's going to send them to the big pond that has all the fish. He's going to anticipate DauT coming from that side of the map. The two guys are dueling their kings and trying to steal those sheep. Looks like DauT will get the job done, but DauT with a relatively early blacksmith here.
Yeah, and maybe following it up with something else. Like, I feel like this is a fast castle, but where's the second building? I'm not sure what's going on there. Am I missing it? Oh, there it is. It's the market. Classic mistake. He didn't have a mill, so he couldn't build the market. That's why he built the mill at the shoreline. I didn't realize he was building a mill there until it came up. But, yep, prerequisite building. And so that's actually slowing him down a little bit. Look at this. 1,200 food and 430 gold, and he's still got to get that market up before he can click up to the castle age. He is forfeiting water, basically, here. He's not even making a single boat, as Tato is actually making 1 or 2 fires. Not a huge commitment from him either, really.
Yeah, TaToH's fire ships are now starting to circle from both sides of the map. He's going to find fishing ships on the left, and he's going to find them in a couple of seconds on the right if he can get past DauT's castle. TaToH is also stonewalling. He's actually sending 3 villagers to stonewall up the front. So he's going to stop DauT from any land-based aggression. So DauT's going to have to try to either siege down those walls or win back the water in the castle age.
Yeah, it's pretty smart from Tato to do that, really, because he recognizes immediately that DauT is not going for the water. You know he recognizes that because he starts adding more fish, for example. He starts the wall off. And he's basically just anticipating, okay, DauT's going to try some shenanigans on the land. We need to make sure that doesn't work. And I'm going to be vulnerable until I can get to the castle age myself. As it stands, Tato will go up to the castle age about 50% behind DauT here. And DauT will hit castle, and then what? Will he boom? Will he try and take water? What do you think the plan's going to be? I think he will want to try and clean up these fire galleys at least.
Well, scale mail is on the way for DauT. He's also got a couple of fire galleys out, so he is going to try to contest the water. He is down to 5 fishing ships, so he's 10 ships behind TaToH. But yeah, I think DauT's going to try to get back going on the water, get the war galley upgrade, I suppose, and just, I don't know, maybe do something on land. I'm not quite sure what his plan is yet. Does not have a barracks.
I think maybe Gabeto. He did do the scale mail, like you say. So if he goes for Gabeto here, hard-hitting, fast-moving, maybe that's the way forward. Maybe he can sneak a Gabeto in and snipe a king, but realistically, he can't bring down a castle that quickly. So maybe that's a little bit far-fetched, but the Gabetos are coming out, and maybe he's just looking to do some raiding damage for now instead. Could certainly work, but Tato has walled up, like we said before, so he needs a way around these walls. Maybe a transport ship, which he can't realistically do, or maybe some siege, but that would be very slow. So I don't know. He's going to boom. He's going to make some Gabeto, have the map control. I don't think he's going to be able to do much with them, though.
DauT's second TC is coming down as we speak. He's getting horse collar, so maybe he's thinking about adding in some farms. The Jabetos are coming out. And they're headed toward Tato, who, as far as I can see, is totally stonewalled in, unless there's a hole that I'm missing. I think DauT is not going to get in
Yeah.
yet. Fire ships now coming forward from DauT. Tato's Castle Age will be in, though, before those fire ships arrive into his fishing economy. He should have fire ships of his own.
Yeah, you're totally right, and Tato absolutely needs to defend these fish. He's got 17, and if he can keep them alive, well, that is going to be a huge advantage for him for the duration of this game. As it stands right now, he has got a hole, but it is protected by the castle, and on the right side, DauT realistically is not going to be making his way through those walls anytime soon. Tato does have some Gabeto of his own, and of course, with all that extra food coming in from the water and still having a million fish, well, yeah, a million fish and also a million sheep under the TC. There really is no shortage for him. So yeah, maybe we'll see the switch back onto sort of like a bit more of a water focus. Now both players are defended and walled up.
Yeah, DauT's attack here seems like a bit of a feeler attack. He only sent forward 5 ships total, and 1 demo ship is lurking, I suppose, behind this. But DauT really isn't reinforcing this navy, and he's just going to let this wither on the vine. Wanted to see if he could snipe some of Tato's fishing, but he couldn't. The Jabetos have found the stone walls. They will slowly work their way through them. Pretty slow grind for DauT there. He's going to try to go around for now. Tato, though, is not going to be just resting on his laurels. He's going to send a few Gabetos forward and see if he can set DauT back a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely, and DauT is the one who is a little less walled. I mean, he has walled off the right side, and he has got a nice choke with his town center. There is a way through on the left, however, and I wonder if he can really do much. Maybe from the other side of this wood line, he could hit a villager or two. We'll see. But Tato now getting that all-important tech gill nets. It's not something we see all too often. But with this many fish, you'd be mad not to. He just has to defend them. But this is a huge advantage for Tato now. All these extra fish, that really adds up. And the longer that he has them, the more of an advantage they will bring. So I think, DauT just can't expect to outboom Tato on the land here.
Yeah, absolutely not. I don't think it's going to happen that way. But DauT's going to try to make a play. His Jabetos are headed to the south. As you said, there isn't an opening right now. Tato's castle covers up the only opening. Tato's going to seed his first 2 farms. DauT has seeded about 10 farms at this point. For now, the water fight continues. Tato going back to regroup. Still hasn't lost any fishing ships since we got into the castle age. But could stand to lose some if he doesn't keep himself building fires on his own side.
So, can we just do a little experiment? Can we pause the game right here? Just press the pause button.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can check. Oh, no, you can't. Okay, damn. When you spectate a live game, you can check the achievements mid-game. I was wondering if we could check the achievements and see how much food Tato has in addition to DauT, or compared to DauT right now. I'd be very interested to know at this stage of the game how much more additional food Tato has. But anyway, we can resume if you want to count us down.
Sure, I'm ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. I was hoping maybe we could just see the achievements there, but no, I don't think so. I don't want to risk it. So, yeah, Tato here, still defending reasonably well. Maybe DauT will get something out of this. There is a demolition ship standing by. Just needs to bring it in. And let's see, can he get a big shot? No. Good split from DauT. He's going to just scatter his fire ships to the four winds there.
Yeah, it was a good split from DauT. Tato, in the end, will trade that demo ship for something cheap, 1 single fire. But it does seem like Tato's going to hold the line. I still have not seen a fishing ship sink. 17 fishing for the blue player. DauT is actually investing a bit more and more now that his economy is on its feet. He does seem to want to push Tato's pond here. DauT hasn't added in any fish. I don't think he can because he needs to keep those docks producing fire galleys. Substantial farming and a 3rd town center for Mr. DauT. On his side, Tato will drop a 2nd castle and stick to 1 TC for now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's kind of, DauT. It's on DauT here to really recognize that this map is not good for him in terms of water, right? It's on him to really see that. And overall, if you look at where the gold is and such, like that, the gold on this map kind of favors DauT. What doesn't favor DauT is this fish and this water. And if he recognized that earlier on, maybe he would have put more attention to denying this from Tato. He certainly recognizes it now, but at this stage, Tato has already been fishing for a long while and is already pulling ahead because of it. He's also managing to get a little bit of raiding done with the Gabeto on the right-hand side. But overall, very minimal damage on the land for either of these players. It's all about the water, it seems, for now.
Yeah, Tato can click Imp somewhat soon. His castle is down on the right side in 3-2-1 now. So Tato's got the buildings, I do believe, and the resources nearly to go Imp. DauT is spending it. Oh, Tato just spent a whole bunch of resources. So scratch that. We're going to see this one played out in the castle a bit longer. But Tato continuing to dock up that center pond and fish it. DauT continuing to try to break the deadlock on the water.
Yeah, and he's kind of getting there, I feel. I feel like he's making some progress. Looking at Tato, he's not got anything going in his docks. They're all idle. He doesn't have the gold. And so, yeah, I think DauT is maybe in a position to push this back on the water, start cleaning out the fish. I feel like he has to. He can't let this go on forever, otherwise it's just an insurmountable advantage here for Tato. So Tato's coming in again with the Gabeto. Looks like it's going to be a relatively even fight there. Tato does have an extra 1 attack. I don't think that'll make too much difference overall. Oh wait, no, it actually will. But still, DauT here, fairly defensive with where he's built his TCs. Should be okay to hold on for now. Also reinforcement advantage, of course.
Yeah, Tato continuing to pump out fire galleys. Still has a bunch of food, but not a whole lot of gold. Like you said, having to spend it. These guys are actually doing a really good job not to overcommit to the water. Sometimes you can overwin it in Tato's case, and you can spend a ton of resources. He's spending really just enough to keep DauT from killing his fish. DauT will get a couple of those fishing ships now, but I think Tato can still hold the water for the time being.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, Tato has 41 kills, 35 deaths, so his trades have been more effective. You can see he has got more food in comparison to DauT. He's got more stone, he's got more villagers. No, he doesn't have more villagers, sorry, more fish. Overall, I think his villager count, what would that be? It'd be 40. They're actually about even. For all of Tato's fish, DauT has actually got more villagers at this stage of the game by 16. So he's kind of equalized that out by having these additional villagers. The thing you have to consider, though, is that fish are more effective at gathering from the fish. Well, fishing ships are more effective, I should say.
Yeah, I think it's also worth noting that Tato's second castle is in a really important spot. His front golds, I thought, were quite exposed and vulnerable in the early game. And he's got a castle up there now, so he's going to feel a lot more confident about getting pushed on land. He's not going to have to worry much about that. Still all in on the water, producing ships to make sure that DauT doesn't grab the advantage. DauT at the moment, 300 food, about 150 gold, and Tato is really at the same point. Both guys, like you said, have a similar economy size if you consider fishing ships and villagers all together. But Tato is a little bit bigger on the army side, and he's coming with a big castle drop. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's a big one. I like that a lot. That's kind of ballsy, but I think he's sent out enough Gabeto now, and he knows he's got this. I think, yeah, he's still got the attack advantage here. So I think he recognizes that he can actually drop this castle and get away with it, since he is producing more Gabeto than DauT, since he has the second castle, and DauT wasn't able to keep up in Gabeto production. So Tato's going to win the fight on the left side, and he'll get the castle up as well. And this is huge. He's also now completing Arson as well, which I believe will affect his Gabeto, but it won't matter, because DauT is calling GG right there, knowing that, okay, that castle is going to end me, and I still haven't dealt with the fact that Tato has a ton of fish on the water.
Yeah, I think Tato did a great job there to play the hand he was dealt. He took the fishing in the center of the map, and he dropped an earlier castle to protect those front resources that were a bit exposed. He had double castles making Jabetos, and he was able to basically drop a castle that ended DauT's chances of winning the match. So pretty nice job from Tato to identify the map and get the win. Of course, the fans of DauT, the guys who are dropping all hail King DauT, don't be disappointed. He's still alive. We'll see him later on in this tournament.
Yeah, we'll see DauT later on today. We will see his lower bracket match later on. We will see Tato tomorrow, of course. He will go through, and we'll take a look at the bracket in just a moment. But I do want to say that DauT missed such an easy opportunity to wall his map. You know, he could have walled this choke on the left side, and he could have kind of walled it up here as well if he was concerned about land aggression. But he left himself open. He had this route into his base that Tato could just run in here and just be a nuisance. Of course, we should acknowledge that Tato did have this better fish available to him. But DauT also recognized that as well. And DauT also had a lot more villagers in that game. So the economy, I'll be interested to see. What are we seeing here on the eco tab?
Yeah, it's looking like Tato had a 1K food advantage with all those fishing ships. Everything else is about equal, except Tato kind of parlayed his advantage into gathering 1,500 stone, and he was able to drop 2 castles, the last of which ended the match. So Tato taking a little advantage and parlaying it and prying the door open further and further, grabs the win there. And I suppose he'll go on to take on the winner's bracket in the next round. Do we know who his opponent is going to be yet, Zach?
Yeah, we do actually. I think if we take a look at the bracket here, we're going to see that it hasn't updated, but it will be versus backed. That's the reason we have double elimination, by the way. Obviously, if you lose once, you get another chance. So DauT will play backed in the lower bracket, and Tato will advance to the winners final, which is the round 3. Next match will be Viper versus MBL, the two Norwegians, two Titans going at it. And I think you're here with me for that one as well, right?
I can be if needed. I don't know. We'll have to ask Robo. I think somebody else was supposed to come in.